All right. Welcome to another episode of Drunk Crazy Bible Stories.
How you doing?
And you can tell I'm drunk because I'm talking in the accent. It's not another episode, it's the first episode.
Oh, yeah, it's the first episode. Yeah, so we've been having a really good time so far, and it's time to start talking about some Bible stuff.
Crazy Bible stories. All right.
Right.
I was thinking about doing Lot and
I agree with Lot. Lot's got to be one of the craziest Bible stories that exists, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of Lot Bible stories.
There's a lot.
Oh my God. You guys, you guys in Radio Land, if you're not listening, if you're not drinking, you should drink along with us. There you go. I'm slipping in.
Matter of fact, you should drink a little. Pause us, drink a little, and then come back. That's
All right. Well, this keep slipping into this accent. This Bible story is, I believe, in Leviticus. Is that?
I believe. Well, of course, I'm no Bible scholar. Maybe I am.
I'm no Bible scholar, but it's in the Old Testament.
Yeah, it is in the Old Testament. And I think it begins in Genesis, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you're right. Genesis. I believe it's pronounced Genesis.
Genesis.
Yeah, Genesis.
Yes. And it comes because he's like he's like a buddy of Abraham, which I think at the time was Abram.
Mm-hmm.
Abram. And then God changed it, and then he and Abram.
Abram.
They go like, I'm gonna go north, you go south, get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It said, get the fuck out of my house, you go south, and Lot ends up in Sodom and Gomorrah, which we all know as it's Hawaii today, but back then it was a bad place.
That's right.
It was a bad place. So there was people doing bad things. And so the way the story starts out is kind of strange because it says, two travelers come into the city, two guys, two
dudes,
and they're just like, hey, where are we going to stay? And Lot is like, hey,
nice dude.
You should come stay with me.
Yep, nice dude.
And they were like, no, we're fine.
We're good.
We're going to stay in the town square. And he's like, no, my brothers.
You don't want to do that.
You don't want to stay in the town square because there are bad people there.
Yeah. They're going to come and...
He insists, right?
Yeah, he does.
Come stay with me in my house. I have a nice house, and I'll protect you.
And I got some good shit, and we can,
I'll protect you at all costs.
Right.
He doesn't say that, but we get to that later, right?
That's true.
It's at all costs.
All costs.
All costs.
All costs.
Any cost. So they're like, all right, we will come stay with you.
We're men of God.
We are men of God.
We're gonna come stay.
Which is kind of confusing because they're kind of said to be angels. But,
yeah, kind of.
But I think in a town in the middle of the fucking desert, anybody's going to be considered an angel.
Right. Anybody white.
Any white people walk in there, they're going to be considered. They're going to be considered angels.
Yeah,
naturally.
Of course.
Yeah. So they come out to Lot's house, and then apparently the people of Sodom and Gomorrah, the bad people.
Yeah.
They come to Lot's house and they're like,
hey, man,
bring us the men.
That's right. We see those dudes come in there. Bring us out to us, man.
So that we can have the sexuals with them.
We want to
dip the peen in those guys. But Lot was like, whoa.
They look like virgins, man.
Whoa, easy there. Easy there, neighborinos. That's what he said.
I think that was exactly.
That's exactly what he said. Easy there. I'm going to protect these people. You cannot have them.
At all costs.
Don't. They're in my house. Don't. And they're like, no, give us the men. We want to know them, quote unquote.
No.
In the biblical way.
That's right. Which most people know is like
sodomizing. That's where it comes from. We want to sodomize them, which bless their hearts. They wanted to, just send them out here. I mean, it doesn't say that it wasn't consensual.
Oh, good point.
It doesn't. It just says that we want to send them out here. We want to buy them a drink. We want to buy them a drink, and we want to get to know them, basically, right? No. And Lot's like, whoa, all right, I have a plan, because I know you guys want to have the sexy times. Let me just send out my 2 virgin daughters.
Yeah. These guys, they mean nothing.
I know they're betrothed to some people in the town, but I'm just going to give you them because I'm protecting these men because men are more important than women.
At all costs.
Men are more important than women.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of interesting because virgins are like really expensive in the Old Bible Testaments.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that he was willing to give his virgin daughters, who were presumably worth a lot of money at the time, he could sell them, instead of,
these guys. So, what do you think the purpose behind that was, man?
Probably because he's a bad person and he should have died in Sodom and Gomorrah with those people.
Maybe. I think that might be the answer.
Yeah, it's true.
But God still loves the dude. He really loves him, right?
So instead of letting the daughters be raped,
yeah,
he calls to God, and God, being the loving person he is, he strikes everybody out there
totally
blind.
Completely blind.
Blinds them all. Because naturally, if you're a rapist and you can't see, then you're not going to rape anymore.
Yep, blind people can't screw.
Yeah, they can't.
That's what I heard.
I read that somewhere too. I read it on the internet, so you know it's true.
It is true. I saw a meme.
And then, there was a meme on the internet, so you know, right? So so then the guys, the angels or the travelers, whatever you want to call them, they're just like, well, this town is obviously bad. This was a test, and the town failed.
Yeah.
So we blinded the 15 guys out here that wanted to have the sexuals with us.
That's right. And sex is really bad.
Sex is bad.
It is bad.
So, we talked to God in between this whole, you were going to offer your daughters to be raped. In between that time, we talked to God, and he was like, you know what? Let's just burn the city to the ground. So we got to, sorry, I'm slipping into the accent again. We got to get out of town.
Get out of town. Got to get out of here.
So grab your daughters who you were going to offer to be raped, and let's get out.
Oh, don't forget your wife.
Oh, and your wife, you can bring her along too.
Don't forget the wife. Yeah.
I mean, she's not a virgin, but bring her along.
Bring her along. She's not worth as much.
She's not worth as much,
anyway. Bring her anyway.
She could clean the cave out later. So, and they're like, wait, hang on. We got to get the sons-in-law, the betrothed sons-in-laws.
Oh, yeah.
And these guys were like, what are you talking about? This is fine.
Yeah,
We've never seen fire come from the sky.
No, we like to kind of party a little bit.
And we like to party.
Right.
And Sodom is the place for that.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're saying, like, all right.
We like the sexuals.
And then, we like the sexuals. And then Lot is like, grab my hand if you want to live. Because he had an Arnold Schwarzenegger type accent.
I did.
And then they were running out of the city. He's like, get out, there's a bomb. But really, it was just fire coming from heaven.
Oh, man, shit.
Fire and sulfur, which is interesting because when you're doing fire, you should also put some salty, sulfury stuff there.
Yeah, it smells like...
It's better because then you're dying because it's not only fire. You're burning.
You're burning.
Burning with the sulfurs. Because you're not going to want to go back there because it smells like shit.
It smells like, yeah. Yeah.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger is running from Sodom and Gomorrah. Get out! Get out the building!
Oh,
Sodom is burning.
Don't look back. It's really bad if you look back.
It's really bad if you look back. It's not good. And then his wife is like, wait, but I left a casserole in the oven. And she wanted to get the casserole, which I think is fine because you're going to be in the wilderness. It would be nice to have a casserole, right? Instantly turn to a pillar of salt.
Which,
honestly, what I'm thinking, again,
used to salt the casserole.
Well, exactly. Like if you're going to be in a cave because you're out of it, you're going to be living in the wilderness now. You should at least break off her arm because you could use it as salting flavoring for your foods.
True, that's true.
Right. I think
it also is a preservative. I understand.
Seriously, she's looking back. Obviously, she was one of the bad people who liked the sexy times.
That's right. God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah. I mean, I think the moral of the first part of the story, is that if your wife is turned to salt, that you should break off a piece of her, and you can use her for the future.
That's true.
I think honestly, God was providing. He's like, you're going to need salt. Oh, you don't need your wife so much because she's not a virgin.
And you're
so we'll turn her into salt.
You're kind of an old dude. But later.
Yeah. Fast forward, and we're in a cave, right?
And they must have survived, so they must have.
They must have survived, right?
They must have grabbed some salt.
They grabbed the salt for sure.
Cure the meat.
Cure the meat. So it's Lot and his daughters and the angels. I don't know. They just peaced out. They were like,
I think they
were like, whatever. They did their little angel thing and they took off.
Yeah.
They probably...
Thanks for the excuse to burn those 2 cities. We're out of here.
Yeah, we're outie. God said it was good, so you're good. Just hang out in this cave here in the middle of nowhere.
2 daughters.
2 daughters in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
The daughters are like, what?
They're
virgins, right?
Virgins, so...
And they're like...
Back then, that was 10 or
we have
11.
the women... Yeah, right? they're like, our soon-to-be husbands are gone, right?
Right. They were gone.
We need to make the babies. How are we going to do
How are
this?
we going to do that? Don't know.
Well, I think the only way to do it is to fuck our dad.
Only one dude here. It was just the one dude.
But the thing is like, he's not going to fuck us unless he's drunk.
Yeah. Good thing we brought all those grapes with us and made that.
And made that wine in the cave.
In the cave.
In the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
they get him let's just get him nice and drunk.
Yep.
And then we'll have the sexies with him, because that's not as bad as he was gonna offer us up to the mob.
Do you think they? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but this is not as bad because we need to carry on the line.
Yeah, that's right.
So they get him nice and drunk.
Righteous line that offers its daughters to mobs. Right? we got to keep that line going.
You got to keep it going, right?
Got to keep it going.
It's so messed up.
Do you think they did it all together? Do you think
No, they did it one at a time.
One at a time?
It says it's like the one daughter went in there.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Is Hezabella, I think.
She was like,
Hezagina.
And she came back.
Hezagina. Hezagina. Oh my god, that's good. I just came up with that on the fly. Alcohols are good for this stuff. Hezagina goes in there. I'm going first, Becca. The other one's Becca. Hezagina and Becca.
Oh, that's right.
I'm going first, Becca. She gets him nice and drunk, and he's like, "Wait, why are you giving me all this wine? It's fine, Dad, because the cave is it's crowded tonight. Here, just have some grape juice."
I'm totally shit-faced, but good thing you gave me that Viagra earlier too, though.
So she gets down with Daddy, right? And she's like, correct. "Bam, I'm pregnant." Because they didn't have the pregnancy test, but she's assumed. Yeah, she just knew. Yeah. And then Becca was like, "Hey, what about? It's interesting. I want to pause here. I want to digress, I want to anti-digress."
All right, please do.
So we don't know their names. We know all the males' names. We don't know the female names. That's interesting, right?
That's true.
That's another sexist fucking thing about the Bible.
Very true.
And I don't want to get too serious here because this is a drunk, funny podcast. But seriously, that's fucked up. We don't know. I'm going to call her Becca and Hezagina, but I don't know. I mean, it could have been something, but I think it's messed up that we don't know their names.
It's true.
Anyway, so Becca goes in and she's like, "It's my turn." Because obviously you're in the cave in the middle of nowhere. I've been super drunk before, and I've had the drunk sex.
Sure.
But the thing is even as drunk as you are, you're like, who could have had sex with me in the middle of a cave? Some random woman from a town's away, comes up here to have sex with me?
That's right. She
just said, "Come over here and have sex with me."
Camel and just
came in on her camel, let me come in here and have sex with this drunk guy. He's got to know that it was his daughters, right?
I would think so.
I think he knew.
I would think so.
I think he was
I think he was kind of one eye open on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, the Sodom and Gomorrah people were bad, but sex with your daughters is good.
That's just fine.
It's fine, right?
Not a big deal at all.
Yeah, it's good. Well, I don't know if there's any more to the story.
Not really. Not a whole lot.
Well,
but it is a good story.
It's a fine story that we need to teach in Sunday school.
You should read this to your children.
Read it to your children.
It's a great story, and it needs to be disseminated throughout the entire Christian population.
Disseminated.
Disseminated.
All right, until next time.
Adios.
See y'all later.